Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's been a bit since we last posted. We have been adjusting to the new parent life. So as you read from the title, this is our son's 1 month update. And do you want to show this? This is our son. He's asleep. He's sound asleep. He just ate and he's just napping now. But I just wanted to take the time to just, go over a few things that happened this past month as his first month being here, and then yeah, you want to start with. We had made a list of some things we wanted to talk about, so we're just gonna go down the list. But you want to talk about the first one?
The first one is, his name is Liam Giovanni, and he was born on November 15.
Oh, let's say, don't you tell me you forgot his birthday.
November 15, 2020. His weight was, how much was his weight?
I remember his weight. Do you remember his weight?
7.5?
No, 7'9".
7'9". Sorry, I'm forgetting.
7 pounds 9 ounces.
And he was 19 inches.
We announced that he was 19 inches, but then we found out right before we left, it was 19.75 inches. He was almost 20 inches long. He's a long baby.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically the basics when he was born, and his weight and his length and everything. And we're just wanting to give updates of just what happened this his first month of life. And I feel like a lot of things happened, but I feel like most of this month was mostly us learning him, getting to know him getting to know us outside my stomach. Does that make sense? And so I can say the first 2 weeks was really hard. Not really hard. It was just a tornado or a hurricane that just hit us, because you bring in a newborn home, and so everything changes, and so I think he didn't really give us a lot of problems during the night, when he was sleeping at night. And to this day, he only wakes up 2 or 3 times at night. In the beginning, mostly 3 times and a night he'll wake up, and then now literally just twice. He wakes up to eat and he goes back to sleep, or he'll be awake for an hour or so, or almost an hour, and then he'll go back to sleep. I can talk about sleep training and his sleeping schedule and stuff like that in a separate video. But so the first week, later that week, or towards the end of that week, we started to notice that he got congestion. It was weird that he got congestion so soon, or for me personally, because we never went out. We only went out once for a hospital screening. No, that was until he was 2 weeks. Yeah. So we went up. We had the pediatrician appointment. His first pediatrician appointment. That was the only time we went out. And so, but he got congestion, and it was scary for us. I feel like it was scary for me, just because, this is your first kid. You don't, you're just learning the ropes. You're learning, oh, this is normal. Oh, this is not normal. And for us, we were really scared because it's just his congestion. And we know that with newborns only breathe through their nose. They haven't learned how to breathe through their mouths. And so I was scared that he wasn't breathing when he was eating or when he was sleeping. And so we actually went to the ER because we were scared. We were like, okay, this and that. But they checked his lungs and he was perfectly fine, But it was just crazy because I felt like we made it more dramatic than it was. But then again, it's we were really scared, and this was our first time. This is our first baby. And so we didn't know what to expect and everything. And he still has a little bit congestion, just some phlegm. But what I've noticed with his congestion, it's not even boogers. He may have one booger that he just took out the other day, But even when we took him to the OR, they tried cleaning his nose, and there was nothing coming out of his nose. It was just phlegm in the back of his throat. And I remember, and I know when we have phlegm, you know, it's like super annoying, you know, but babies don't know how to cough. They don't know how to like, you know, spit. And so like they're forced to like swallow their phlegm, and then, or, you know, they kind of like choke a little bit sometimes on their milk, you know, because of the phlegm's back there. And so we learned about that. And so now, you know, we know what it is. And I also asked the pediatrician, and the pediatrician was like, look, if he's breathing perfectly fine through his nose when he sleeps and when he eats, then he's fine. It's just more of like a phlegm problem. And at the moment, it sounds like he's getting better, his phlegm. It's just taking a little bit.
We also took once or twice
We took
to the ER.
we took him a few times to the ER because we were really scared for like everything.
He had constipation as well.
He didn't poop for like 3 days, and he was
like 3
crying
days.
so hard. Oh, I was breastfeeding at first, but we decided that it was more convenient just to formula feed. And we had started him off with the blue Similac, like the most like common one. We didn't know which one to get, but we noticed. I don't want to go over like take your bullet point. You talk about it.
Constipation.
Yes, like why he had constipation.
He had constipation because he was having trouble pooping, and we were just concerned. And
he had constipation because of the formula we were giving him.
Well, yeah.
We literally talked about this before the video. We were giving him the blue Similac one first, and it's just crazy because I noticed that I was breastfeeding for a bit, and he's pooping every day. But the moment we put him on the blue Similac, he stopped pooping for like 2 days, and then he pooped, and then another 2 days, and he pooped, and then for like 3 days, almost 4, he didn't poop. And he was just crying and crying and crying. And he was like, what, only like a week and a half old? Something like that, almost 2 weeks. And so obviously he's this little puny baby. And we're like, why is he crying so much? And stuff like that. And he hasn't pooped in like almost 4 days. And then I called the pediatrician. I was like, look, my son's crying for like hard. And he's crying a lot. You know, what do we do? And he recommended, what is it called? Glycerin, right? Glycerin?
Glycerin.
Yeah, he said there was something called glycerin where you can put up their little booty and it'll like stimulate their booty hole and it'll help them poop. But then he was like, is this your first kid? And I was like, yes, it is. And he's like, do you feel comfortable with that? And I was like, no. So he said, okay, do this. Give him an ounce of warm water. Let him drink that. If nothing changes in the next hour, then take him to the Cook's Children.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happened. He was still crying. He still hadn't pooped. And we were scared that he was just in pain because of like cramps and everything. And so we took him to the ER or to the Cook's Children. And they basically did what we could have done at home. But because we were first-time parents, like we don't know these things. We don't know what to do. And we're still kind of getting to know his cries and everything. And so they put like little bit glycerin up his booty hole, and within like minutes he pooped. But he pooped a lot. Poop. He was constipated. And we were doing some research and we heard that brand, like that color, it was the blue Similac, causes a lot of constipation. And so we reached out to some friends on Facebook, and I reached out to some family members, and we were like, you know, what did y'all feed y'all's kids, you know? And a lot of them recommended the orange Similac, which is the sensitive one.
And every kid is different.
Mm-hmm.
We can't really tell people, no, do this one, because it might be vice versa for them.
That's true. Like the blue one made him constipated, but my cousin's baby made him poop too much.
Just your preference and see what sits well with your baby.
So,
but for us was the orange one.
Yeah, the orange Similac worked best with him. Like it was so noticeable. The moment we gave it to him, like he pooped that night, he pooped the next day, he pooped the next day. Like he was pooping very good. And then he has not gone more than a day or 2 days.
Yeah.
Without
Max
pooping.
2.
Max 2. Do you want to talk about his likes and dislikes?
Yeah. The likes and dislikes that for him, I know. Things that he likes is.
What are things that he likes?
Being fed.
I said.
Just kidding.
He loves showers.
He loves showers. That's something that we notice. We know that.
Sergio, you know him. We really just talked about this, and
I forgot. Anyway, he likes showers.
Baths.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
He loves baths.
Like he would shower.
He loves warm water.
Like he would shower with us. Like there'll be days like, oh, are you gonna shower with him? I'll shower with him. Or like say we had showered like earlier that day, and then we want to shower him later at night. You know, we would give him a bath instead. He likes being held all the time. Well, does he? Like he likes being held.
Depends.
But then he's okay like with like on the rocker.
Yeah.
Like today, we have this little rocker that was given to us with the baby shower, and I put him in there, and he was good there for a good like hour and a half, like just chilling. Also, like what was amusing him, he was staring at the Christmas tree lights like the whole time. Yeah, he was staring at them, and so he was just chilling there. And then also he pooped. And so he was being a little fussy, and we figured he had to poop because he hadn't had poop like yesterday.
Yeah.
Or today's, and the day before. So this would have been the third day if he didn't poop. But he pooped today, and he was being fussy, and so we were like, okay. And he was also farting a lot, and so we were like, okay, his poop's coming soon. And then I put him, and he was a bit fussy, so I calmed him down and put him in the rocker, and then he just got quiet. You know, and he was just chilling for like a good 30-40 minutes after that. And then later, and then he started fussing again. And I was like, okay, what's wrong? Either you're tired or what's going on? And I checked and I was like, oh, he pooped. So that's why he was quiet, because he felt relief. And then he started fussing because he had a dirty diaper. Yeah.
Things that he dislikes is being changed, like his diaper.
It depends.
Well, sometimes there's days that he's just chill about it.
At first, he hated it. He was screaming bloody murder. Like he would cry until his face turned purple. But now he's kind of starting to get used to it. Like when I was changing his diaper to poop, or like when he pooped earlier, he was just chill about it.
Yeah, it just depends.
What?
He also dislikes being changed because might be cold or something like that. But what else? Let me see.
What else does he not like? He doesn't like. So when he wakes up from a nap, he would just start crying. Well, it depends, because lately I've seen he'll wake up calm. You know, but like in the beginning, like he'll wake up crying because he wakes up hungry, and so we'll give him his bottle. But what he hates is sometimes he'll like leak milk from the side of his mouth, and we'll like have to take out the bottom and clean his mouth, and he just starts crying because he's like, give me my food. Overall, like, he really likes showers. He really likes to be held. I mean, but I've noticed, he's really chill. But I've noticed he can be a little bit independent too. Like he can be in the rocker for a bit, or he can be in the bouncer. Overall, in this month, some things that we've seen him, like, I guess, accomplish is he's rolled over. Well, I've seen him roll over twice. I've seen him roll over twice. Sergio hasn't seen him roll over. Have you seen him roll over?
Yeah.
When? Here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. He really tends to like lean towards like
mostly when he's fuzzy though. He just like
yeah. Oh yeah, he'll move a lot. But he's rolled over like a couple times already. We do tummy time sometimes with him. Like most of his tummy time, that's when he's on our chest. Like he'll lift up his head, and sometimes we'll put him on our bed and just kind of like help him with his elbows. And I've noticed that he'll even like bring his knees up for more support. But I think what's really good that he's kind of accomplishing that he still is doing is like his sleeping schedule. Like he wakes up only like a couple times during the night, and not really like much to talk about in the first month. I mean, there is a lot to talk about, but it's more like it'll be talked about in separate videos. So like my postpartum experience, or like RCR, how his like becoming parents affected us. You know, like how it changed our sleeping schedule and our eating habits and stuff like that, because our eating habits have changed so much. Like we hardly even eat, right? Yeah. We hardly eat. But those are some of the things.
So one thing we did wanted to bring up was that I know a few people of y'all know, and some of y'all don't, but whenever she was 20 weeks pregnant, at one of her appointments, they had told her that they had found something about him, like his feet,
and they sent us
to a specialist to double make sure. So basically our baby was born with club feet, and for those who don't know, basically it means your feet could be inward or it could be outward from some that I've heard.
You've seen some that are outward?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. It's
I've never heard of that one, but I've heard something new.
Apparently it's like a common thing that could happen. Just depends if it runs on your family or not. But we both found out that it did run in our family, so that's why he was born with
like both. It makes me sense why he has it. Like one of my cousins was born with one of her foot was like that, and his oldest brother had them like that too.
He doesn't know, but
well, yeah, because it happens like he's a newborn. Yeah. He's not gonna remember any of this when he's older, and the treatment for his feet ends like only in a few weeks, and so like he's not gonna remember that either. And so basically like his treatment, they're just gonna put some, basically his treatment is just like they're gonna put some casts on him from like I think up here all the way to like his feet, and that'll just like help like straighten out his feet, and he just has to wear those for like I think 6 to 8 weeks depending. And then after that he just have to wear like some special shoes and everything, and so it's not really a big deal. But I can say when we first found out, it was really hard or scary just because we didn't know what it was. And you know, I personally like I remember like looking back at that now, like I'm like, okay, it wasn't really a big deal, like it's not, but it's like no one wants to be told that there's something wrong with their baby. You know, no one wants to be told that. And so when we were told that he had club feet, you know, obviously we started doing so much research, and we started trying to like really get into like the information, you know, what is this and the treatment and everything. And you know, me personally, like I got like kind of depressed a little bit because I thought it was my fault. You know, it's just because he's growing in my belly. You know, I feel like so many people don't really fully understand like what moms really go through when something happens to the baby, because they put so much blame on themselves because they're growing the baby in their stomach. They're doing everything. You know, even though we're not physically doing anything like with our hands, it's still like our body. And so moms, you know, we blame ourselves because when something's wrong with the baby, we automatically blame ourselves or blame, you know, what could I have done to prevent this? And I even asked that to the specialist. I was like, was there any way we could have prevented this? And she said no. You know, it's
just a common thing.
It is common. And you know, I mean, we didn't really know about your brother or my cousin until after, when we started talking about it with her family and everything. And you know, we kind of kept it private a little bit at first, but then, you know, we started opening up and telling some friends, and some friends we haven't even told just because I kind of want to tell them in person, But I mean, if you're watching this video and I haven't told you, well, now
Now
you
you
know.
know.
Don't I just don't want, just please don't take it personally like that if we haven't told you anything. It's just, it's kind of, it was just a very like private matter. I sound like a hypocrite because now we're posting it on YouTube and we're making it social.
But we're just letting people know now.
Yeah, I just feel like it was tedious at first, like having to tell people, like, having to tell one person one day and another person later that day or the next person. It got to the point we were just tired of explaining and tired of having like to tell people.
It's moving a lot.
Other people, we kind of just like let them find out. Usually people like figure it out because like the pictures I take on Snapchat or like stuff like that, people just notice. But people don't really ask us either. I mean, you had a friend that asked you, but I don't mind when people, like, I thought I was gonna be really bothered that people would ask us questions, but not really. Like, I'm really like open to talking about it. But I mean, that's basically it for his first month. I mean, a lot of things happened, but are you waking up?
No, don't say that.
Are you waking up?
We'll keep y'all updated with more things, and we'll probably be doing a video each month to see everything that happens. And that's basically it for the first month. It wasn't really that big of a month. Not much happened. But he did spend his first Thanksgiving with us, which is a good thing.
No, he was born right before Thanksgiving.
And now it's gonna be his first Christmas. Of course, we can't give him really much anything because he's still a newborn. Yeah. But I'm sure we'll still give him a few things.
Let us know in the comments what other videos you would like for us to like record in reference to like being parents and being, first time parents and about the baby. So for example, like my postpartum experience, or like how we sleep trained him, when we feed him, or anything of the sort, because I have some list of ideas of what we want to do, but then of course we're open for more ideas. So if y'all want to see like a specific video about us, or if you have any questions for us, drop them down in the comments and we'll be reading them. Yeah. But thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Bye guys.